Hi, what's up guys? I'm Vipul Rafukia and welcome back to Power BI session. In this program, we are going to talk about columns and measures in DAX. I have many questions from my audience. They usually ask me, okay, what is the difference between DAX columns and DAX measures? So in this program, we are going to talk about these topics. First, we are going to talk about column index. Now, when we talk about column index, column is something when we create a tables, we have the columns over there. So basically there are two type of columns. One column which comes from the source, a data source maybe from Excel, from SQL or some other sources which appears from there, and second which you create physically in your Power BI with the help of DAX column calculations. There you can create a new column using DAX functions. If we talk about measures, measures are the dynamic calculation which we create inside the Power BI. Now this will not physically appear on the screen. Those particular calculations will be remain as an aggregation function in the memory. So whenever you need those kind of calculations, you can pull those measures into your reports. And measures can only say give an output as a single value, whereas columns gives you the entire column row wise. Measures only returns a single output which you can use it with the filter context and everything. Let's see further. If we talk about the key difference about the measures and the columns are, you can say column stores inside the table physically over there and measures remains into the memory as a dynamic calculations. When we talk about uses, columns are the static data which is there in the table and measures are the dynamic calculations which are there into the table. You cannot see those measures on the table, it will be there in the temporary memory. And if we talk about columns, columns occupies a space, and there, suppose if you have a million record, it is going to create a million record calculations. That means it's going to increase the size of your file. And when we talk about measures, they don't occupy space. Little bit space, but obvious it is, but not that much, because those are stored into a memory. When you are using it into a report, then only it will come on the screen. Correct? So this is the major difference between DAX columns and DAX measures. Let us see practically with the practical examples. So the first topic what we are going to take is a column calculations. So if you see on the screen over here, I have some data tables and everything is already loaded onto my table. So I am going to take one of them to create a calculated column. So I have a table called global superstore, and if you see over here there are many columns over here. I'll show you it in the table view. So if you see this global table, global superstore, we have many columns over here. It's a sales table where we have a sales column, where we have quantity column. Okay, now this is a sales column and this is the quantity column. This is the profit. Correct? And now suppose this is the profit. I want to check it out, the profit percentage, how much percentage of profit we have gained. Correct? And I want to create one column over here. Now the calculation what we are going to do is profit divided by sales. This particular calculation we are going to do it over here. So usually if you have worked with Microsoft Excel, you might know how to create Excel formulas. Now DAX functions are something similar to Excel functions. If you are good with Excel functions, you can use your DAX function very easily. There are little bit differences over there. We are going to understand those things in the different videos when we are going to specifically focus on the DAX functions. Right now we are going to talk about the column. So in this particular table, I want to create a column for the profit percentage. What we are going to do is over here, I have this global store, I can select the table, and on the top we have a table tool over here, where we have an option called new column, right? And if you right click on this particular table, then also you are going to get a new column. You can take the things from anywhere, from here or from the other side. Now to insert a new column, what you can do is you can go to table tool on the top. After selecting the table, you will get new column over here. You can see on the top over here, new column at this place. Or if you go to your table over here and right click on the table, you are going to get a new column over here. So you can select it from anywhere and you can create a new column. I am selecting a new column from here. Once we do this, here on the right hand side, on the top, on the formula bar, we are going to get a column name. Here you can specify the column name. So I am going to give a column name as profit percentage. This is what I am going to calculate. Now in the column name, you can write anything like this, okay. You don't have any restrictions. You can put anything, any symbols over here. Now here I am going to use, I can directly divide say profit by the sales, but what I am going to do over here is I am going to use a divide function. Now why I am using this divide function? Because see, usually when we divide something, and if the result, if any value is divided by 0, usually what you get is, you get divide by 0 error, and I don't want this divide by 0 over here. That is the reason I am selecting this divide function. Now there is a numerator and denominator. So in numerator I am going to select profit column. So if I write profit, you can see global profit is visible over here. I am going to take this column as a numerator, comma, and denominator I am going to use a sales column. So I have a sales column of global superstore sales column over here. I close the bracket and enter. Here on the right hand side you can see a profit column is generated. Now it is generated with a normal value over here. So you need to format this. So when you select that column and go on the right hand side, here we have the formatting style. So I am going to take it as a percentage, and if you see over here, it is converted. So now we know that the profit margin, profit percentage is 36.92 over here, and you can see what the column calculation has done. It has done row wise each and every calculation separately. So it goes row context wise. Say profit divided by sales, each row at a time, and it is physically stored over here, correct. So this is called as a column calculation. Now where to use measures and how to use measures? Measures are mostly used into your visuals. Now suppose if I take this one, suppose if I say let me take anything over here, let me take city. First of all, let me take this table that you can see those visuals properly. So I have taken this table visual, let me push it over here so you can see it side by side very quickly. Fine. So now if you see, I have city, I am inserting city in my table. So yeah, there are many cities. So let us take category. So I have a categories over here, and if I pull the sales column over here, I am getting a sales over here. If I take a profit column, where's the profit column gone? Profit column over here, correct. So I got two columns over here, one is sales and one is profit, and now I want to get the profit percentage over here. Now remember, I have created a profit percentage as a column, so I can pick up that column and that column will appear, but see what I am getting over here. I am not getting the correct result because it's just summing those things. It is just making a summary of this. I don't want that summary. What I want is, I want to calculate the total percentage and profit over here, how much percentage of profit it is, right? So what I am going to do, I am going to right click on this global superstore and say new measure, or from the top over here from the modeling, you can say new measure. You can select both option from anywhere from here or from here, not a problem. I am selecting right click on this global store, new measures. So here on the top, I am going to get a measure name where I can just change the measure name to, I am going to say profit percentage. So I am just writing a name like this, profit percentage, and I want to calculate over here. Now what will be our calculation? Now I need to calculate entire sales column and entire profit column. So first of all, I will say divide. I will say shift enter to come one step down so that we can easily debug in future if we are doing. So divide, and now the numerator will be sum of profit comma, and what is the denominator? I will say sum of sales. I will close the bracket of the divide over here. Now when I get this thing and say enter, I'll get my percentage calculated. I'll just convert into a percentage, so I'll get the percentage output, and here we can see profit percentage column will appear over here. Let me take this profit percentage column in my calculation and see what we're getting. Now you can see I'm getting furniture. Furniture is gaining 6.94% of profit, where office supply is getting 13.69 and technology is getting 13.99 of the total. Correct? So you can see the clear difference between the calculated column and calculated measure. Measure is returning a single value which can be used in the visuals and everywhere to create a complex calculations and getting a single result output, and which can be easily used in the reports on the visuals. But when we talk about the columns, columns are physically there in that particular table. This one was the column which was physically there in the table itself over here. We created an extra column on the right hand side, correct? This one. And it will be, when I use this thing directly into my report or visuals, it is going to sum it instead of giving me the percentage. So this is a basic difference between DAX column and DAX measures. So I hope you people now got what is measures and what is the DAX columns, so that now you can easily use those things into your actual reports or actual data sets. If you found this video interesting and will really help you, don't forget to like my video, and if you have not yet subscribed my channel, please do it, and don't forget to click on the notification button, so whenever you are getting the new videos, you are going to get the notification over here. And be there on my channel. You are going to get lots of new videos, lots of new tips and tricks which can really help you in your day-to-day work. Thank you very much. See you in next video. Thanks.